Yeah, bro, and just to like kind of shine light to it, bro. I don't want you guys to think I'm recording this from a hut, you know what I mean, or from a mud house,
Nah.
because it's not like that, guys. And I'll be lying if I had to act like, it's fucking Gaza Strip, and I could get my throat slit if I walk outside. Like I'm in the leafy suburbs of Westport. But with that being said, as a South African, you always live with that paranoia of anything can happen at any given moment because the poverty and the line between really poor and really rich is very thin, and you can get caught up in any kind of moments. You could be just driving like 5 minutes away and it's a completely different story, but I guess these are universal themes.
Yeah, I definitely think it's more transparent in some places than others, but I mean, in America, they called it redlining. And basically, it's the same thing, only less pronounced. But no, I appreciate all of that. So, I appreciate everything you're saying. Like, to me, I don't know a lot about South Africa except what media headlines tell me. And while I don't think it was Huts,
Oh my
I
god.
definitely thought it was racist. That's about the only thing I
Well,
can think of. Like, is that's the only thing you hear of is there's like racial conflicts, and I don't want to like focus too much on that, but that is the only
no, no.
that and Die Antwort, which I'm not the
Die
biggest fan.
Antwort.
That's it. Like them, they're that South
Oh
Africa
my god,
from,
bro.
and I
No ways, bro. Are
who
you for real?
who else comes here? Die Antwoord tours in Montreal. They're the only South African music group I've like really heard of outside of like you.
Well, okay, well, hopefully, and like I'm saying hopefully because I, I I've only been doing Twitch seriously for like 3 or 4 months, right? But somehow the pioneer in me registered an account in 2012. Lord knows why. But hopefully I can introduce to you guys like some of the acts that I think are dope, that represents different facets that are beyond just the Antwoord and the MX. There's a lot of like dance inspired stuff. There's a lot of Kwaito
Right.
stuff. There's a lot of, and when I say hopefully we can, it's not like Spotify suggesting it to you, but I literally curate the sounds of, because there's a lot of similarities. Like even when I was watching you create with the EDM influence and then with the rapping, there's also that. But what kind of happens over here is the game is monopolized, meaning a behind the suits in Montreal will just go to Spotify, and Spotify will show what algorithms show, which is based on what record labels are pushing monies behind. So,
It's
yeah.
not that I can't comment too much on that one because it would get me in trouble with my peers.
No, but you know what I mean. And people
I
need
think
to
that's
understand, like,
universal, my guy. I don't think there's a place that doesn't have that except for the one, two places that don't do it that we all are jealous of.
mm, well, this is to the point that when I introduce some of these acts to you, you're going to be on some, how is this not known? You know what I mean? Because for one, I know I may not have the best flow. I may not have the most best amounts of Zulu. I may not have the best production, but there's definitely elements of stuff that you like in my music. There's definitely a lot more of it where I'm from.
Mm.
But as you're saying, you only know the Antwoord and racism, and most people that's kind of their perception.
And I'm not even trying to make it sound like that because like like entirely I'm certain there are people who have looked deeper in it, but bro, if I'm talking like media, like being mad honest about how deep I've gone, I'm not like outside of apartheid, like what have I really googled there? And then D'Antwoord just like appeared when I was at that place where I felt like Hobson was the coolest and fast raps the dopest
Mm,
shit ever, and then they were making like rave music. And honestly,
mm.
at that time, I discovered MDMA and raves, and like I remember distinctly sitting on the metro high on Molly listening to Die Antwoord because like that was an experience I wanted to have, kind of thing. And do I think they're the best? No, I learned a lot about them. I learned apparently they jacked their entire sound from young people, and there's like a lot of questionable
There we
things.
go.
A
Now
lot,
we're talking.
a lot of
Hey,
question. No, but like,
while I got
but
you,
like,
while I got you, oh my gosh, no problem. You can go.
no, I'm saying, but that's what happened when I really looked into it. And then like they did that shit with that girl that like nobody talks about. I'm like, I can't even listen to their music no more. Like I really don't.
Mm.
The only thing I can say is they got me comfortable listening to shit like Zulu. Like they really did
Hey,
get me comfortable with it because they were unapologetic about incorporating that into all of their albums. And I do think when I was listening to your music, I was like, yo, this is more familiar than I thought it would be because of them. But no, from what I understood,
yes.
they jacked their sound from a bunch of kids that they were like stole it from and have basically been the definition of culture vultures as far as a lot of people. That's what I understand. I can't say that as hard facts. I just know that that's why I don't fuck with them anymore.
Man, you're really good at what you do then, because it's not supposed it's more to say that there is more. Everything is inspired by something. More to say, while they are living their truth and they doing it creatively and through their arts and they do it at a very great level. There's a lot of perhaps people they may have borrowed a style or sound from that they further developed. I'm just trying to say that Die Antwort, as huge as they are, most of their audience is outside of South Africa. I've got like friends and peers who also just like are known in Europe, for instance, or Germany, or vice versa. It's kind of different when you're talking strictly South African, as in something that caters for a wider audience. It's you start tapping into different sounds and different types of genres. But what I was saying with the Antwoord, I would like to just use the platform to say you should check out a guy named Spook Matambo, and also check out Bougie Pansola. Yeah, just check those people out because it's that alternative, high tempo, synth heavy with really dope vocals. I think that you dig some of the stuff.
I probably would. And again, it's not like disrespect. It's actually more the girl allegation shit that makes me feel really questionable about them. Y'all can go look into that. It's some like Australian chick made a whole diss song at them, and then a few other things came out, and I'm like, bro, Ninja, you didn't handle this right at all. So it's a little weird now because they still never talked about it. They just put out the next album, and it was weird, and I'm like, it's not how you handle that shit, in my little opinion. Actually, yeah. Can you spell out the names of the people you just recommended?
Oh, Spook Matambo. So it's Spoek and then space Matambo, which is Mathambo. I really think you'll dig him. He's a legend in South Africa.
Yeah, no, I would
Um,
never would have guessed that spelling, my guy. I never would have guessed
yeah,
that.
no, and it's all love, man. Like I wouldn't know how to spell Japanese. You know what I mean?
And yeah, I just wanted to like clarify that for the people out there. I think I'm just trying to talk shit about the ant word. I'm like, nah, it's not it. It's just I was like a
Nah,
fan, and then I realized, yo, there's probably a lot more to South Africa than that, and I don't know anything
yeah,
about it. And actually, I was really
well,
enjoying your music videos and the style and the way that y'all do your shit. Like, I really fucked with your sound a lot. Actually, I feel like it was just raw and dope.
I appreciate that, man. And Ish, man, like like most of the stuff on the channel is obviously self done and all that stuff. So in terms of a consistency and all that stuff, as I said, I come from we're trying to get it by ourselves. So we use our phones as cameras, or use cameras, or we lend, or you know what I mean. So we just get it out the gutter like that. And I know that in terms of my journey, I think what makes me maybe different is I've kind of found a way to operate and have a job, but still use the little bit that I get to invest in my talent.
Mm.
And that's what's got me over here right now. So, yeah, bro.